All right, here is this 2004 Subaru Impreza WRX STI for sale here at AZ Auto Hunters. We actually had sold this car a few years back when it had around 42,000 miles. We had done a ton of work to it. It was all stock when we sold it. Going off my memory, I believe I bought this one out of Washington, and we redid the AC and just a bunch of stuff I can't remember, but it's a solid car. Got it back from the person that we sold it to. They were looking to get rid of it, and just got lucky and got my hands back on it. Since he had owned it, he had changed quite a bit. Basically went from a stock car to a pretty nice, pretty solid power STI. It's got about 59,000 miles on it, 59,400 miles. When we first received this car, we believe, we were pretty positive that it had a brand new short block in it right before we got it. It looked brand spanking new, and in the seller notes from the auction, which I probably won't be able to pull up, said the block was replaced. Not sure why, but ringlands and rod bearings are notorious to go out on these cars, so that might give you an idea. So we're gonna go over most of the mods done to the car and show you, exterior defects and give you an idea what it sounds like. Back in 2003, basically when this car was brand new, it was involved in an accident. There's not a whole lot of data on what it was other than that it was in the front. It says front bumper. The frame and all that's still fine on this car, but that is on the Carfax. Yeah, I love this car. It's sitting on some Method wheels, as well as a 120 compound or treadwear tire. So we're gonna go over the exterior defects real quick. The front bumper will have rock chips on it. This bumper tab is out. These tabs aren't the best on these cars. On the driver's side fender, there's fade on this part. Only on this side. The rocker panel doesn't sit fully flush on it. Mainly the tabs, that's what's holding it back. The roof is wrapped. Now the paint under the wrap is actually good. The prior owner won a raffle and there was a free wrap that came with it, so that's why it was done. It was done for free. Scratch here. Rear bumper looks good. STI wing. The silver looks off a little bit. This trunk and wing actually came off a different car. Originally this was wingless when we had owned it. See a dent on this door right here. This looked like it was, the fenders were cut at one time and I think rolled. Paint chip up here. Bumper tabs. All right, let's pop the hood open and go over what's in the engine bay. This does have hood struts. Very nice, so you don't have to put down hood prop. So it's still a factory stock bottom end, stock heads, stock head bolts. It's a stock engine internally, sorry. I'm trying to find my right words. It's currently tuned on the E54 and 91, but there's no flex fuel. So you have to flash the maps the old fashioned way. You know, run it low on fuel and then change your map over and then be good from there. It is on speed density, so there's no MAF. In fact, there's no intake on this turbo either. As you can see, it is utilizing a Force Performance green turbo. The prior owner wanted that old, JDM turbo flutter noise that those old 80s and 90s, turbo cars had, basically because they didn't have a blow-off valve. So he wanted that same type of noise. So there's no blow-off valve on the setup as of right now. The car will come with one. Whoever ends up with it, it's up to you if you want to put it on there or not. What else? It's got a treadstone core for the intercooler. Still on stock headers. It's got upgraded fuel lines and fuel rails with IDX 1050s. This is the custom coolant overflow reservoir. They made that mainly because there's no room over here for the factory one, for the intercooler piping. Not the prettiest thing, but it does work. Still on a factory map sensor. It's tuned at about 22 pounds. Now it is a lot cooler here in Arizona. I would recommend getting a winter tune done because this car may overboost. Because it was tuned in the summer as far as I know. And you don't want to overboost on a stock map sensor. Do not want to do that. Look at my list. On 91, it makes around 350 wheel, I believe. Not exactly sure on the boost level for that fuel. It does have a Grim Speed up pipe and external wastegate. And I don't know if I'll be able to get it on there for you. The 38 millimeter wastegate, it will come with extra springs. It's got Cusco sway bars. Suspension. It's on the KYB struts. I think stock springs. I'm not 100%. Red intercooler piping. Yeah. Fuel pump is a AEM 320 ethanol safe. Still on a stock clutch. Clutch feels great. I think that was done when they did the motor as well. It has a Cobb catback, full 3-inch downpipe as well. We're gonna fire it up and pull it out here. Fires right up. Now there's an airbag light that comes and goes, but it's probably for wiring under the seat, because over time those get pretty loose. Your AFR gauge. Subaru, random Subaru facts for you. This is an 04, and the 04 STI is the only year that they had a 5x100 wheel lug pattern. So keep that in mind if you ever buy wheels for these. 04 is a specific lug pattern. They also did not have the over fenders on the rears until 2005. Other things that makes the 04 different than the 05 through 07s is the interior. So the seats, they have the Alcantara on the actual sides. After 05, this piece was black. And the steering wheel. And this is a 1 year only for the steering wheel design. Also, the radio faceplate, after 04, they changed this how it looks. Same with the center, where the cup holders are, because on the 05 and up, there's actually dual cup holders instead of one, and then you got this guy, which is inconvenient. Car's a really nice radio. We have a cob access port. Very crucial on a Subaru. If you have mods, you want to be able to monitor all the important stuff. Now on these cars, whenever you need to go change your map, let's say you want to change it, the E54 map to the 91 map, you'll follow the instructions on here where it says change map. You're going to load it up, and it'll tell you to connect the test mode connectors, and under the dash there's actually 2 green wires that you have to physically go under and connect. Well, the nice thing is there's a toggle switch right here, so all you have to do is flip the switch and it'll put it in test mode so you can flash it without having to get under the dash. Very nice. A lot of people do that. Now on the newer STIs like the 08 and up, you don't have to worry about that type of stuff. You got your center diff controller. If you want to adjust how the power split, you're gonna press that bad boy. Actually, yeah. Press that bad boy, and then your little dial right here, you can move up and down. It tells you how you want to do it. You can even lock the rear end on this car. It's pretty sweet. If you go on gravel, do that. If you're driving around the street, don't even touch it. Just leave it alone, please. Leave it in auto. We're gonna open the trunk. Not all that pretty, it's got some stains. There's the spare back here. Intercooler, reservoir, water tank, which is useless on this car because there's a front mount intercooler now. I'll show you the back. Alright, I am going to set the phone down and rev it up for you so you get an idea how this car sounds. So we're going to grab something to lean the phone on. Let's do a battery, yeah. We're going to do a motorcycle battery. So you might be wondering, the power that it's at for ethanol is quite a bit, 450 wheel. But for it to achieve that, they kept the torque low on the tune, so it's not too much on it. But at that level, it's not something you just want to beat the crap out of and redline it. Do a pull, be easy on it. No rod knock, no leaks. The funny noises. If there's gonna be any weird noise, it's actually gonna be the exhaust kind of flexing. Depending on if you're like taking a corner or whatever, you might hear it tapping on the frame or something back there. Not 100% sure what it's hitting. But other than that, this is gonna conclude our walk around video. Hopefully this helps you out. But make sure this car is still available. Visit azautohunters.com, click the inventory tab and see what we got. If this one has sold, maybe we'll have something else for you. Thanks for watching.